Isa sa mga English words na madalas gamitin in daily conversations ay yung salitang have. Kaya naman in this video, pag-uusapan natin ang verbs na has, have, and had.
Hello mga kanayon! My name is Nori. Welcome if you're new to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before.
Ang malapit na translation sa Tagalog ng salitang have ay yung word natin na meron. May isa pang uri ng have na ang tawag ay auxiliary verb. Pero yun naman ginagamit to indicate tense or kailan nangyari yung tinutukoy mo. So hindi natin pag-uusapan in this video yung auxiliary na have. Sa future videos naman yon. Ang pag-uusapan lang natin ay yung have na ang ibig sabihin ay meron. Okay, so before we continue, pag-usapan muna natin paano yung pronunciation niya. Okay? Unahin natin dun sa word na has. Okay? Madalas kong banggitin. Sa English, yung ang karaniwang bigkas sa A ay yung ah. Okay? Hindi siya ah. Ah. Parang ma-a na ma-e. Okay? Tapos, yung has, yung S niya doon, hindi S, kundi Z. Has. Yung have naman, yung alam naman natin na ang bigkas sa V ay V, okay? Hindi B, hindi yung B na boy, okay? Hindi, yung V na vase, have. Tapos yung had, ganun din, yung A doon is okay? So had, hindi had, kundi had. Ginagamit yung has kung singular or isa lang yung subject mo. Ginagamit naman ang have kung plural or dalawa o higit pa yung subject. Tapos mamaya na natin isali yung had. Here are some example sentences, okay? Una, Nori has a vegetable garden. Si Nori daw merong vegetable garden. Okay? So, isa lang si Nori, yung subject dito sa sentence, kaya has ang ginamit. Next sentence, Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden. So, dalawa yung subject, di ba? Dalawa yung subjects dito, si Bruce and Nori. Kaya have ang ginamit. So, ganito naman itsura niya kapag mga pronouns ang subject. Yung pronoun na I or ako, ang kapartner niyan ay have. So, I have. For example, I have a friend named Rachel. Meron akong kaibigan, ang pangalan ay Rachel. Okay? Yung pronoun naman na you, ibig sabihin ikaw. Kasi di ba dalawa yung you? Isa, ikaw. Yung isa naman, kayo. Okay? So, yung pronoun na you, which is ikaw, ang partner niya ay have. For example, you have a beautiful voice. Tapos yung pronoun na he, ibig sabihin siya, na lalaki, ang partner niya ay has. Okay? He has a dog named Trapper. Okay, yung pronoun na she, ang partner niya ay has. For example, she has a pet cat. And then yung pronoun naman na it, ang partner niya rin ay has. For example, it has a vibrant color. Okay? And then yung pronoun na we or tayo, ang partner niya ay have. For example, we have an exam this week. And then yung isa pang pronoun na you, ibig sabihin kayo, ang partner niya ay have. For example, you have a great teacher. And lastly, yung pronoun na they, ibig sabihin sila, ang partner niya ay have. For example, they have a group meeting after class. So you're probably thinking, akala ko ba kapag singular, has ang ginagamit? Bakit yung I at saka yung you na ikaw? 'Di ba? Singular naman yun, 'di ba? Ako, tsaka ikaw. Bakit ang ginagamit ay have? Well, isa yan sa mga bagay sa English na kailangan mo na sa uluhin, okay? Yung pronouns na I at saka you, kahit na singular sila, plural verbs ang laging kapartner nila. Pagdating sa pronouns, lagi niyong tandaan na yung third person pronouns lang na he, she, it ang tumatanggap ng singular verbs. The rest, puro plural verbs na. So yung mga native English speakers naman, lalo na yung mga bata, hindi naman nagsasaulo yung mga yan ng grammar rules. Nakasanayan na lang nila na yung pronouns na I at you Plural verbs ang laging partner nila kasi yun ang laging nilang naririnig. Laging I have, you have ang naririnig nila. At kailanman hindi nila narinig yung I has at you has. Kaya kung gusto mong matutong mag-English gaya ng mga native English speakers, ang gawin mo, wag mo ring sauluhin yung mga grammar rules. So yung mga English words, pag partner-partnerin nyo na sa isip nyo para panagsalita kayo, automatic, tama yung combination ng mga words at hindi nyo na pinag-iisipan kung tama ba yung yung combination. Diba? Kasi kapag nga nagsasaulo ka ng rule, yung isip ko, ano bang tama? I have ba? Or I has? Plural, singular yung I, dapat, wag ganon. So, ang gagawin nyo na nga, sauluhin nyo na ng bultuhan. Alam nyo na, I have lagi, you have lagi. Sabihin nyo ng paulit-ulit yang, I have, you have, we have, they have, he has, she has, it has, para tumatak sa isip nyo. Lagi nyong tandaan na ang focus natin in this channel ay para matuto kayong magsalita ng English, okay? Hindi lang para pumasa sa exam. Maganda rin naman kung makatulong tong channel na to for you to pass an exam, pero yun nga, hindi yun ang focus natin. Next nating pag-usapan yung had. Yung had naman, ginagamit siya kapag past tense or nakaraan na yung pinag-uusapan. Kapag past tense na or nakaraan na yung pinag-uusapan, hindi na nagbabago yung verb kahit singular or plural yung subject. So wala nang singular, wala nang plural kapag past tense. For example, Nori had some milkshake yesterday. Singular subject lang yung Nori, ang ginamit natin ay had. Okay, next sentence. Bruce and Nori had some milkshake yesterday. Okay, pansinin nyo, yung subject natin ay plural, Bruce and Nori, pero had din ang ginamit. Di ba? So, hindi na kinoconsider yung singular or plural pag past tense. Pagdating naman sa pronouns, madali lang tandaan. Kasi lahat sila had ang ginagamit. Basta ba past tense, okay? For example, sa present tense, di ba, I have. Papalitan mo lang ng I had kapag nakaraan na. For example, I had a great history teacher in high school. Next, yung you have, magiging you had. For example, you had way too much coffee this morning, so now you can't sleep. Yung he has, nagiging he had. For example, he had his first bike when he was 4 years old. And next, yung she has, nagiging she had. For example, she had a great day at the park yesterday. And then yung it has, nagiging it had. Like, it had very few leaves when it was a young tree. And then yung we have, nagiging we had. For example, we had an awesome PE teacher in high school. Okay? Yung you have na kayo, mahirap isipan ng example sentence. So mag-move on na tayo sa they have. Okay? Yung they have, nagiging they had. For example, they had a busy week right before graduation. Kung ang ibig sabihin ng has, had, have ay meron, paano naman kung wala? Paano natin gagawing negative yung sentence? Simple lang. Dadagdagan mo lang ng do not o kaya does not sa unahan ng have. Does not have kapag singular at do not have naman kapag plural. Pero ang madalas gamitin ay yung contracted form or yung pinaigsi. So from does not, nagiging doesn't have. Yung do not have, nagiging don't have. Ipansinin nyo na pareho na silang have. Hindi na natin ginagamit yung has para sa singular. Sa English kasi, yung unang verb lang yung binabago para kung gagawin mong singular or plural o kaya para baguhin mo yung tense o kung kailan siya nangyari. Dun sa do not have, yung do at saka yung have, pareho silang verbs, di ba? Pero yung do, nauuna siya. Kaya yun lang ang binabago natin kapag gagawin mo siyang singular or plural or babaguhin mo yung tense. Well, ang dami na namang sauluhing grammar rules, okay? So, ang gagawin na naman natin dito, gagayahin natin kung paano natututo yung mga native English speakers na bata na basta lagi na lang nilang naririnig yung magkaka-partner na words. Kailanman hindi nila naririnig yung does not has. Kasi alam nila, does not have, di ba? O kaya do not has, hindi yun pwede. Ang naririnig nila, do not have. Or yung pinakamadalas silang marinig talaga yung contracted form, doesn't have or don't have. Yung affirmative na I have, kapag ginawa mong negative or sa Tagalog wala, gagawin nating I do not have. Or yung mas common ay yung I don't have. Okay, here. Dahil mas common nga gamitin yung contracted form, ang pabasahin ko na lang ay yung contracted form. So, yung I have, nagiging I don't have. For example, yung affirmative na I have a friend named Rachel, kapag ginawa mong negative, nagiging I don't have a friend named Rachel. Okay, yung you have, nagiging you don't have. For example, yung affirmative na you have a beautiful voice, nagiging you don't have a beautiful voice. Yung he has, nagiging he doesn't have. For example, yung affirmative na he has a dog named Pipay, nagiging he doesn't have a dog named Pipay. Yung she has, nagiging she doesn't have. For example, from she has a pet cat, nagiging she doesn't have a pet cat. Yung it has, nagiging it doesn't have. For example, from it has a vibrant color, kapag ginawa mong negative, nagiging it doesn't have a vibrant color. Yung we have, nagiging we don't have. So from we have an exam this week, pag negative, nagiging we don't have an exam this week. Yung you have, nagiging you don't have. For example, you have a great teacher, nagiging you don't have a great teacher. And lastly, from yung they have, pag ginawa mong negative, nagiging they don't have. Affirmative na sentence, they have a group meeting after class. Pag ginawa mong negative yun, nagiging they don't have a group meeting after class. And another example sentence, for example, Nori has a vegetable garden. Kapag ginawa mong negative yan, nagiging Nori doesn't have a vegetable garden. Singular yung subject na Nori, kaya doesn't have yung ginamit. Okay? And ito naman, plural subject, Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden. So, kapag ginawa mong negative yun, nagiging Bruce and Nori don't have a vegetable garden. So, plural yung subjects na Bruce and Nori, kaya don't have yung ginamit. Paano naman pag past tense o yung kapag nakaraan na? Ano ang past tense ng wala? So, anong gagawin natin sa had? Well, ibabalik natin sa have, okay? Kung sa present tense ay do not have o kaya does not have, kapag past tense na, nagiging did not have. Or yung pinaikse or yung contracted form niya ay didn't have. Di ba nga sabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung unang verb lang ang pinapalitan. Kung gusto mong gawing singular or plural o kaya gusto mong palitan ng tense. So, dito, ang unang verb, so mayroong dalawang verb, di ba? Do not have. Yung do tsaka have. Yung unang verb ay do, kaya ang do ang papalitan natin kapag ginawa nating past tense. At ang yung do, magiging did. Kasi yun ang past tense ng do. Nga pala, banggitin ko na lang din, okay? Kasi nga, di ba tayong mga Pilipino, yung letter I, ang bigas natin ay E, mahaba. So, kadalasan, ang basa natin sa did ay did, hindi siya did, okay? Kasi pag did, D-E-E-D yun. Iba kahulugan nun, okay? Ang bigas sa did ay did. Yung letter I ay maiksing E, okay? Did. And here are some example sentences, okay? You, from the affirmative na I had, na past tense to, di ba? Kapag ginawa mong negative yun na past tense, nagiging I didn't have. Okay? For example, yung I had a great history teacher in high school, kapag ginawa mong negative, or ibig sabihin wala, ay nagiging I didn't have a great history teacher in high school. Yung affirmative na you had, nagiging you didn't have. So yung affirmative na sentence na you had way too much coffee this morning, so now you can't sleep. Palitan natin. Nagiging you didn't have too much coffee this morning, so now you can sleep easily. Okay? And then yung he had, nagiging he didn't have. So yung he had his first bike when he was 4 years old. Pag naging negative, nagiging he didn't have his first bike when he was 4 years old. Yung she had, magiging she didn't have. So, from she had a great day at the park yesterday, nagiging she didn't have a great day at the park yesterday. Yung it had, magiging it didn't have. So from it had very few leaves when it was a young tree, yun naman magiging it didn't have any leaves when it was a young tree. And then, yung we have, yung we had, magiging, okay. Now, nakukonfuse na rin ako sa tense ko sa Tagalog. Magiging ba to or nagiging? Yung we had, magiging we didn't have. For example, we had an awesome PE teacher in high school. Kapag affirmative, gagawin nating negative yan. Magiging we didn't have an awesome PE teacher in high school. Okay? And then yung they had, magiging they didn't have. For example, from they had a busy week right before graduation, yun naman magiging they didn't have a busy week right before graduation. Ito naman, affirmative na past tense. Nori had some milkshake yesterday. Kapag ginawa mong past tense na negative, nagiging Nori didn't have any milkshake yesterday. Yun namang Bruce and Nori had some milkshake yesterday. Magiging Bruce and Nori didn't have any milkshake yesterday. Pansinin niyo na yung singular subject na Nori at saka yung plural subject na Bruce and Nori, pareho sila na didn't have ang ginamit. Kasi nga 'di ba kapag past tense, hindi na natin kino-consider yung singular or plural. Isa pa sa gusto kong pansinin niyo rito yung word na some at saka yung any, okay? Doon sa affirmative, Nori had some milkshake yesterday. Nung naging negative, yung some naging any. For example, igaling ito, naging Nori didn't have any milkshake yesterday. Okay? Yung kasing alam niyo yung some, kapag ginawa mong, yung sentence, kapag ginawa mong negative o kaya patanong, yung some nagiging any. Gagawa ko ng video yung topic na yan in the future, yung some, any rule or relationship. So, basta, dahil nabanggit ko na, kaya in-explain ko na rin sa inyo, basta tandaan nyo na lang muna, okay? Kapag ginawa mong negative o kaya patanong, yung some nagiging any. Paano naman kung patanong? Paano mo itatanong kung meron o wala? Ang gagawin mo lang ay lalagay mo ng do o kaya does sa unahan ng subject. At saka nga pala, ang tamang pronunciation ng does ay does. Okay? Yung S ay tunog letter Z. Okay? Does. Does ang ginagamit kapag singular at do naman kapag plural. Kapag patanong, hindi na natin ginagamit yung has. Puro have na lahat. Kasi yung singular at plural, kinuha na ng do at ng does kasi yun ang nauunang verb. Yung affirmative na I have, kapag patanong, nagiging do I have. Okay? For example, yung affirmative, I have rights as a US citizen. Kapag patanong yon, nagiging do I have rights as a US citizen? Yun namang you have, nagiging do you have? For example, you have a beautiful voice. Kapag patanong, magiging do you have a beautiful voice? Yung he has, nagiging does he have? Okay? Yung he has a dog named Pipay, nagiging does he have a dog named Pipay? Nga pala, bakit nga pala does ang ginamit natin dito? Kasi 'di ba, singular yung he. Okay? Alright, next yung she has, nagiging does she have? So, for example, she has a pet cat. Kapag patanong, magiging does she have a pet cat? Yung it has, nagiging does it have? For example, it has a vibrant color. Kapag patanong yung nagiging does it have a vibrant color? Okay. And then yung we have, magiging do we have? For example, we have an exam this week. Pag patanong yun, nagiging do we have an exam this week? And then yung you have, magiging do you have? For example, you have a great teacher. Kapag patanong, nagiging do you have a great teacher? And then yung they have, magiging do they have? For example, they have a group meeting after class. Kapag patanong yon, nagiging do they have a group meeting after class? Okay, here's another example. Nori has a vegetable garden. Kapag patanong yon, nagiging does Nori have a vegetable garden? Okay? So singular yung subject na Nori, kaya does ang ginamit. Okay? And another one, Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden? Kapag patanong, do Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden? Okay, plural yung subjects. Bruce and Nori, dalawa yon. Kaya do yung ginamit. Kung ikaw ang tinatanong, paano mo naman to sasagutin? These questions are what we call yes or no questions or close-ended questions. Ibig sabihin, oo o hindi lang ang sagot. Kaya lang, kung sasagot ka lang ng yes o kaya no, hindi siya tunog magalang. Medyo rude siya pakinggan. Here's a suggestion kung paano nyo sasagutin yung tanong kung ikaw yung tinatanong ng close-ended question na ganito. For example, halimbawa yung tanong na, do we have an exam this week? Okay? So, ang pwede mong sagutin yun ng complete answer o yung buong sentence. For example, ang pwede mong sagot, kung bawa, yes ang sagot mo, do we have an exam this week? Pwede mo sabihin, yes, we have an exam this week. O kaya naman, pwede mong sagutin ng elliptical phrase. Yung elliptical phrase, yung hindi mo na sasabihin yung lahat ng hindi mo na sasabihin yung buong sentence kasi understood na yung ibang words nun. Kaya pwede mo nang i-omit. For example, nabanggit ko to sa previous videos. For example, may nagtanong sa'yo, Inday, pininaw mo na ba ang sinampay? Halimbawa, pwede mo sagutin ng buo yun, pwede mo sabihin ng, opo, pininaw ko na po ang sinampay. O kaya naman yung elliptical phrase nga na hindi mo na kailangan sabihin yung lahat ng words. Pwede mo lang sabihin, opo, pininaw ko na po. Hindi ko na kailangan sabihin sinampay. Understood na yon na sinampay ang pinag-uusapan natin. So going back to our example, yung tanong, do we have an exam this week? Pwede ko na lang sabihin na, yes, we do. Understood na yon ang pinag-uusapan natin na yung exam this week. Okay? So, okay naman, kung ang answer ko ay no, do we have an exam this week? Pwede kong sabihin na no, we don't have an exam this week. Or kung elliptical phrase o yung pinaiksi, pwede kong sabihin na no, we don't. Okay? Another example. Do they have a group meeting after class? Kung yes ang answer ko, I can say, yes, they have a group meeting after class. O kaya elliptical phrase. By the way, mag-focus kayo sa elliptical phrase kasi mas common naman yun sa daily conversations. Yung hindi mo nasasabihin lahat ng words, okay? Yun na nga. Do they have a group meeting after class? I can say, yes, they do. O kaya kung ang answer ko ay no, I can say, no, they don't have a group meeting after class. O kaya naman, no, they don't. So yung iba sa atin, kapag tinanong mo halimbawa ng tanong na, do we have an exam this week? Ang sagot, ang karaniwan sa atin ang sagot, yes, we have. So ginugol ko to, tama ba yung sagot yung yes, we have? Kapag yes ang sagot mo? Well, sabi ni Google, hindi rin naman daw maling-mali, okay? Hindi rin tamang-tama, okay? Pero mas tama kasi if you mirror the auxiliary verb that was used in the question. Ibig sabihin, kapag nag-umpisa sa do yung tanong, kailangan ang sagot mo rin ay do or don't. Yung sagot naman na may have, para yun sa mga tanong na nag-uumpisa sa have. Halimbawa, yung tanong, have you ever been to Boracay? Kung nakarating na ako sa Boracay, pwede kong sabihin, yes, I have. Pero kung hindi pa ako nakarating, pwede ko sabihin, no, I haven't. Have or haven't, ang sagot ko dun sa have you ever been to Boracay kasi nga, nag-uumpisa yung tanong sa have. Pero kung nag-uumpisa nga yung tanong sa do, dapat ang sagot mo ay nagtatapos sa do or don't. Kaya diba dun sa tinatanong sa mga ikinakasal na, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold from this day forward as long as you both shall live? Ano sagot? I do. Hindi, I take. Kasi di ba yung tanong, do you take? Hindi mo sasagutin na I take, di ba? I do. Bakit do? Bakit I do? Kasi nag-uumpisa sa do yung tanong. And lastly, paano naman kung patanong na past tense? O kaya, nakaraan na. Simple lang. Uumpisahan mo lang yung tanong sa did. Ang did ay past tense ng do at does. Wala nang singular or plural kasi past tense na nga. For example, yung present tense na do I have, pag naging past tense, nagiging did I have. Okay? For example, did I have all my documents with me when I immigrated to the US? And then yung present tense na do you have, nagiging did you have. For example, did you have coffee this morning? Yung does he have, nagiging did he have. For example, did he have dinner last night? Yung does she have, nagiging did she have kapag past tense, di ba? For example, did she have breakfast this morning? Yung does it have sa present tense, nagiging did it have. For example, did it have any unique features? Okay? Notice yung word na any. Bakit may any rito? Kasi nga patanong, di ba? Kung hindi yan patanong, most likely some yan. Yung do we have, nagiging did we have. For example, did we have sinigang last night or tinola? Tinola? Wow. Tinola. Okay. Next, yung do you have, nagiging did you have. For example, did you have fun yesterday at the park? Yung do they have, nagiging did they have. For example, did they have enough food at the party last night? Okay, another example. Does Nori have a vegetable garden? Kapag present tense. Kapag past tense, did Nori have a vegetable garden? Next one, do Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden? Nagiging did Bruce and Nori have a vegetable garden? Paano naman natin sasagutin itong mga past tense na tanong na ito? Okay? For example, yung did they have enough food at the party last night? Okay? Again, pwede ko siyang sagutin ng buo. Yes, they had enough food at the party last night. Pansinin nyo rito, bakit had ang ginamit dito? Kasi, past tense na to. Kasi nga, last night pa ito nangyari, di ba? Okay? And then, pwede kong sagutin niya ng, did they have enough food at the party last night? I can just say, yes, they did. Alright? Bakit did ang sagot? Kasi nga, did ang umpisa ng tanong, di ba? Or I can answer this with, no, they didn't have enough food at the party last night. Okay? So, bakit have ang ginamit dito kahit past tense na to? Kasi yung past tense, kinuha na nung did kasi yun ang naunang verb, di ba? Or I can also answer this with an elliptical phrase which is, no, they didn't. This is lesson number 13. Panoorin niyo na yung lessons 1 to 12 kung di niyo pa napanood. Madali lang hanapin yung mga lessons dito sa YouTube channel ko kasi yung mga title, nilalagyan ko ng number para alam niyo ano yung sunod-sunod. Gaya ng lagi kong paalala sa inyo, huwag kayong mahihiyang mag-English dahil lang nahihiya kayong magkamali. Tandaan nyo, itong mga Amerikano, first language nila English, pero mali-mali rin sila mag-English, okay? Tayo pa kaya? Second language lang naman to. Huwag na tayong pa-perfect. Pero kahit na mali-mali, sana galingan naman natin, okay?